and the SR2 Lights category for 3-litre cars. But after 8 races, the French JB Gayser Ferrari squad leads the series overall with its 1998 champion drivers Emmanuel Collard and Vincenzo Sospiri, 2 wins early in the season keeping him out front. Still in with a chance of the title though are the BMS Scuderia Italia drivers Christian Pescatori and Emanuele Moncini. Much is riding on the Kramer Lola Roush Ford for South African Grant Orbell and Denmark's John Nielsen. Vodacom is also the race sponsor for the second year. The car 6 in qualifying, still looking for its first race win under team owner Irving Kramer. But the former BMS Scuderia Italia Formula 1 team has been a challenger all year. 23 car of Pescatori and Moncini won him in a Pagusa and is just 8 points behind Collard and Sospiri as they come here to Kyalami. Pescatori is a Formula 3000 driver. Although this is not a championship contender after missing 3 races, the Dams Motorola Lola team has won 3. And Jean-Marc Gounon is fastest all weekend in the Judd V10 powered car under the watchful eye of Jean-Paul Driot. The pole shootout continues as Eric Bernard looks on. The Dams Lola is carrying a maximum 50 kilos of success weight. So is this car, the number 1 JB Gayser Ferrari of Emmanuel Collard. Collard out on the track for his qualifying run. Pescatori on the track for his. Bernard continues to watch as Gounon goes fastest. Nielsen can do nothing, Pescatori can do nothing, and Collard can do nothing. It's a 5th pole position of the year to the Motorola Dams Lola team. Judd V10 power, Roush Ford power, and Ferrari V12. All battling it out here at this high altitude circuit. In comes Gounon and learns he's on pole.
Je suis persuadé tu veux, quand je finis le tour, j'ai dit putain c'est bon, il est parfait le tour. Je comprends pas, j'ai juste le coup d'avant, j'avais mis la 4 dans le droit.
I asked him how the runs went. Jean-Marc Gounon, pole position number 5 for the Dams Lola.
Yeah, for sure, we are quite happy to be again on pole. It shows the potential of the car, of the team, Dams, and of the Pirelli. We are quite happy and almost more happy that the fact that in the last 2 races we were competing in ILMS, and even in ILMS the team and the car and myself were able to play against the Panos and the BMW also. The level is high and I am quite happy to be in.
Kyalami is very high, 2,000 meters almost. Does this give you any problem?
Yeah, for sure you lose power, but on the other side is a short track with very short gears. Also what you lose on the power by the height, you have it by the short gears. Also it's not very sensible in the car, but the track is very nice. You have some quick corners which are I love it.
In the SR2 Lights category, France's Pierre Bruneau leads the Drivers' Championship in his Deborah BMW. Just a couple of points ahead of Scottish East Belgian racing team Pilbeam Nissan driver Martin Henderson. Tampoli Alfa Romeo's 1998 champion Angelo Lancialotti. Italian lady driver Giovanna Amati could also lift the crown, but she's changed from Tampoli to Pilbeam for the last race. The pole goes to a non-contender for the title. the latest Tampolia former Formula 3000 driver Massimo Monti, despite this collision with MBR Rover's South African driver Alan Eve. Race day, and thunderstorms and torrential high-veld rain causes postponement to the start of the race. Spectators run for cover, drivers and officials are discussing the chances of racing.
It's a race. It's totally unsport. Push for that.
It's worrying for the championship. Maribaldi, it's a nervous time for you, eh? You're in the fight for the championship, but maybe no race, huh?
Yes, this is not very good for anybody, I think, for all the drivers. Who is leading the championship, me or the others that were hoping about this race to happen. In these conditions, it's sure that the race is not going to be very safe.
After the leading drivers had toured the Formula 1 circuit in an official car, it was decided to run a 1 hour 30-minute event instead of the regular 2.5 hour format, with 5 laps behind the safety car. Everyone agrees, and the race will start almost 2 hours late. Welcome back to Kyalami for the delayed final round of the 1999 Sports Racing World Cup, the races which is going to be the last international event of the millennium. Well, after 5 laps behind the safety car with Jean-Marc Gounon on pole in the Dance Lola, he gives a signal to the safety car driver to let the race start. And the 20-car field finally gets the green light. Roger McCleary joins me, Mark Cole, in the commentary box as the race gets underway at Kyalami.
Right, they're ready to go, and they're going to be in business as they come across the line. As Gunnar leads them across, there's Suspiria alongside him. We're in business. We've got about an hour and 12 minutes of this. Circuit is raceable, no doubt about it. Nobody's spun off in those wet little rivers coming up across the road. They'll take it a bit careful at these sort of speeds. Number 10, the Kramer, Lola's gone back a wee bit. He's gone back to 7th position already. But it's Ferraris. It's Ferrari's 2nd, Ferrari's 3rd, 4th. And we've got the Kramer one, number 10. And Ferrari lost a bit of time there too. There's one that's gone down a wee bit. We'll pick that up. Oh, and we've got a man. That's
Grant Orbell already off.
He's caught it again. He just missed that wall. Well, that's very, very lucky for him. So he's coming up the road now. He's got back into the still ahead of those SR2 cars. Here he comes now. I think a bit of a wiser man, having done that spun in the 2nd corner.
Yeah, I told you how good Goodyear tyres are on the wet, didn't I? So, but here we are, the JB Giesa car back in 2nd. Christian Pescatori took the 2nd place from Suspiria as they went down through the first corners, but Suspiria's gone back ahead, and look at this Collard now having a look as well, and right behind him he's also got climbing all over him that Target 24 car of Alex Caffey.
Of course, Gunnon can go further and further ahead. He's got clear roads, there's no spray there. Hello, we're having a look-see here.
Pescatori again looking down the inside, and look at this, here's Caffey trying to go the long way around the outside of Collard. He does it, he does it.
So Collard needs to get, I suppose there's a lot of racing still ahead of us. How's that for a side of Ferraris coming down the road there? Looks very, very good indeed. Number 22 is the Ferrari of Zadra, father and son team. They're mixed up in it. That is a sight of Ferraris.
Yes, indeed. That Riley and Scott in the middle of them. Look
Yeah.
at Pescatori back into second from Suspiria. He's then got Caffey, and Caffey I think is going to have a look down the inside of Suspiria in a minute. That Riley and Scott really is working well round here.
Very good. Well, it won here last year too, and of course this early days now, just feeling the road, I think they'll start to give it a real stick as they come around here now. So Caffey's doing it. Oh, we got a man off. No, that's not Clive Kennelly. Surely that's not him. Number 18, it is Clive Kennelly. He's gone off in the matrix. He got as far as the West Bank corner. He had a spin at Kastetna. He's gone off into the sand. He's a very talented little driver, there's no doubt about it. As they all come tearing through, these are the SR2 cars, the under 3 litre motor cars, mixed up I should say. There's, I see the Ferrari of the Wannenberg and Van der Lof, they're in there as well. Saw number 6 in there, come from the Netherlands.
This is Lancialotti here, who's Angelo Lancialotti leading the championship and indeed leading the SR2 class at the moment. He and Pierre Bruno really fighting out the series. And look at the lead that Tampoli's got over the rest of the class.
Sure has. Well, he's got the feel of this wet road, there's no doubt about it. Come towards number 59, behind him is Tampoli. 6 has come through now. 6 is...
that 59 car of Massimo Monti, that's in second place in the class. Incidentally, that 55 Tampoli we're looking at, the one that's leading the class, they won the Vallelunga 6 hours last weekend in Italy, and it was raining there as well, so he's had some good practice.
Yeah, he certainly has. It was just last weekend they had it, so they've had a busy time. We're getting action on the right-hand side down the bottom corner there, and they're still bunched up. And looking good. Caffey's in there too, that the white car of Caffey, the Riley and Judd.
You must be careful, a yellow flag still at that point, and I think suddenly Marco Zaldra realised he was trying to make a move on Collard. There were yellow flags flying, and he backed off very wisely there. But that car is still stuck on the inside of the corner. I think we're probably going to see a safety car situation if they can't move it in the next lap.
Well, there's that stream of Ferraris behind them. So Granto Bell, there he is now. They had a spin there. Nash has got back on the road. Goodyear tyres, as Mark Cole says. He's actually not doing a bad job. Starting to get the feel of this car. Of course, he knows this track very well. He's won championship races here as Granto Bell.
But he also knows the car well. He's been racing it for half the season. They took delivery of it in time for the Ennapagusa race. And
they've done well. I mean,
they've done well, but...
the results haven't been coming their way, but they've certainly been up front in gameplay.
They were leading 2 races, and they had the one pole position, John Nielsen, and really, look at he's really on the attack now. Grant has obviously got the old red mist down in front of his eyes.
That's good stuff. Well, it's Gunon leading Pescatori. It's a Lola leading a Ferrari, leading the Caffey car is the Riley and Scott, Alex Caffey and Lorenz. And he's mixing it with them too. Granto Bell is also right in there with those Ferraris. I think that Zasperi is just taking it easy there. He's lying at the moment in, he's leading the championship. He's lying in 5th position. That's the number 1 car. It is at the back there. The green Ferrari has been shared by Manuel Collard. Looks like he's just taking it, playing it easy until he gets the field.
My feelings, he's going backwards because he's now lost 3 places since the start of the race, and this is the man who's leading the championship. He shouldn't be running 5th in this race.
And he started on the front row. There the car's there.
And who knows what time this race is going to finish? That's the problem. It's not going to be a 2.5-hour race. If the rain comes back, it doesn't look like at the moment, but it does. Yeah. And we have the race halted. Spiri is not in the place he needs to be to win the championship.
And he could lose out. So he's really got to make tracks. And they haven't told them how long this race is going to be. It's all depending on weather condition. Right, the SR2 cars, these are the 3-litre motor cars, being led by, that's number 58, he's down in 15th position, Mesh.
And that's the car he's showing with Martin Henderson, who's 2nd in the championship, so he's got to give Martin a really good race today to try and get Martin ahead of Pierre Bruno. Pierre Bruno in that blue Bruno, just going through the picture now, and that's the Mark Bailey car. At the back of that little group of cars, that's the car Alan Eve is on board at the moment, another of your very talented locals.
Yeah, no, the cars, and this is the type of cars they race during the year. It's a 3.2 litre, and going on its own, in number 56 comes through. That's the Rian Botman Donovan Roscoe car.
Yeah, he's doing a good job keeping ahead of that car that's 2nd in the championship, but here's our race leader again, Jean-Marc Gounon, who really is so relaxed in that car. You can see, laid back position. He's got Christian Pescatori behind him. That gap was 2.571 seconds. It's now extending a little bit more, but look how Pescatori is starting to drop the rest of the field as well. He really is on a fight now.
And he's got enough cars between him and the other. There's a safety car, and now so they're going to bring it again to get that other car moved, the Clive Kennedy car. Deborah BMW up at West Bank Corner. They remove that off the side of the track, or to the side of the track. They're just coming around to go up to the top there. So they'll be in behind the safety car. Here comes Gunon once again. Got a responsibility today. That Lola sounds different, doesn't it?
It does. Of course, shortened race maybe, but you're getting the bonus of 2 starts now when they have to restart after this.
And
of course, sadly for you, this car normally will be out of the race. If he has outside assistance to get it back in, then he should retire. But it looks like they're going to actually perhaps take pity on him and give Clive Kennedy, Robin Smith and Federico Correca a chance to get back into the race.
Okay, here we go. New start. We've done 11 laps. This is going to continue. The race is due to go to here goes Gunan looking in his mirrors, due to go to 1.5 hours, 90 minutes, as he lines himself up, comes down Pentel curve, and Caffey has gone second. Caffey in the Riley and Scott has gone to second, ahead of Pescatore in that Ferrari number 20. What a glorious sound as it goes up to Nasha. The road is starting to grip, the tyres are starting to grip, there's Goodyear tyres in there as well, and they're having a wonderful time. Pirelli's in the Ferrari, Goodyear's on the Riley Scott.
Yep, that's right, and Pescatore was fast asleep then. Caffey just went charging down the inside. Pescatore had been making up places. He was fast asleep at that moment.
Absolutely.
Well, really, he was caught out, and here we are, Grant Orbell making a move on the Audi Gephardt, so he's clawed his way back from his spin earlier on the race, but it's Gunon from Caffey, from Pescatore, from Manuel Collard, and
better this time.
Fight now between Suspiri and Marabaldi, I should say earlier. Suspiri and Grant Orbell now locked in battle. Everyone now starting to come in for slicks.
Bad timing. That is bad timing. I mean, to come in after they stop the restart. When they're going into the safety car, that's the time to go for slicks. A little bit wide here is Collard. Collard in 4th position. So we've got the Lola in front. The Judd Lola's been a reliable car, won the last few races. Here is the George Fishy, the Gebhardt, the Audi engine, turbocharged Audi. Orbell's already got past the number 1 car. That Ferrari is definitely not doing the job. So Spiri's in that Ferrari and he's losing positions.
Caffey having a go at the lead there, tries to go around the outside. He can't quite do it because Gunon really is a wily old fox. This man knows how to play the game, but I think he hasn't got the grunt that this Riley and Scott has. And look, he's having another go down the outside, inside. This lap is going to see a change in the leadership.
Judd engine in the back of that white motor car. We've got a Judd engines 1 and 2 at the moment ahead of those Ferraris. Those are the V10, the Grand Prix engine bored out to 4 litres. Sort of right away. No, they definitely found a dry line around the circuit. They come past the start. They must be doing everything of 280 k's an hour. They are flying down here. Very heavy. That's the fastest part of the circuit they've just got through now. They shift down to gear 2 and then start powering it up the hill to this. This is where they get really busy in those motor cars. As they downshift, they've got to brake, they've got to straighten the car up, put down the power, and they come out there. It really keeps you very, very busy indeed. So it's a Judd-engined Lola in front, a Judd-engined Riley and Scott in 2nd spot. We've got a Ferrari of Pescatore in 3rd. Baldi is next in the next Ferrari in number 2. He's sharing the car with Jerome Polican. And that's a 4-litre Ferrari. And it looks like the Suspiri car is lying in 7th position. If they want to win this championship, they've had 2 goes now starting the mark. And both times they have lost out.
Yes, they have indeed. But now one thing to bear in mind is that this Riley and Scott, the Judd engine Riley and Scott Target 24 car is carrying no success ballast at the moment. The Lola in front of it is on maximum 50 kilos ballast, and the Pescatore car behind it also is carrying 30 kilos of extra ballast. So this is part of the reason that Riley and Scott looks much quicker on the circuit. He is at the 900 kilos minimum, the other 2 cars 950 and 930, and this does make a difference when you have the same engine.
But it's good luck to him for having that. Here he comes, he's going to take the lead here. He's going to out-accelerate in those 30 kilos, you say, make a difference. Coming around the Vodacom corner in 3rd spot, we've got...
the lead changes.
Here we've got a new leader for the first time. Gunon is led behind the safety car. He's led the 2 starts, and we've got a new leader. Alex Caffey has gone to the front. The Riley and Scott, that's the make and model that won here last year. The Judd engine, the back Judd engine had come here last year, not too successfully, but they have been starting to clean up here, and he's getting away, finding the grip and getting away from these others. 3rd position, Pescatore. Then we've got Baldi in another Ferrari. Then we've got Orbell in 5th. He's going well. No, Bell's gone up to third. There he
Bell's
is.
in third now. He made that move when they were looking at the leaders. So
There we
we
go.
have 3 cars, but are not Ferraris, leading this race. First time this year.
Here comes Bell going for second. If he can pull us off in front of his home crowd, it'd be great, but it's early days yet.
He's done it. He's only packing 20 kilos of extra weight. He's 30 kilos lighter than Gunon's car, and of course it's exactly the same chassis. The difference, as you said, the engine. A lot more grunt, I think, from this Roush V8 than you're getting from the Judd V10. One's a Formula 1 engine, the other's basically a NASCAR engine, and
it's got low down.
That white Lola's all about torque.
Absolutely, and these are the type of corners you need that sort of power coming out. I was talking to him a little bit early, sort of shrugging his shoulders, saying, yeah, we're going to try hard. It's not, everything's not quite right in the motor car, but it doesn't look like it to me, I must say.
Roger, we're about to have a South African leading this race. Watch this.
Yeah,
give it one lap, and I think Grant is going to be out of front.
He's charged up. Whether he thought the car was good or bad, he was very humble about the whole thing this morning. Here he comes. It's flat out. He knows this part of the circuit well. You'll get him on the brakes. He's lining up Alex Caffey. He's going to go wide and slingshot. Here's the other Lola of Gunon.
Takes the lead. This is Goodyear tyres, obviously playing their part now in these conditions. They're still all on wet tyres, remember, these guys.
They are too, and this is the third leader we had in the race now. So things are starting to get exciting in this sports racing World Cup Series race. This is the final here at Kyalami. Kyalami, it's the final race, meaning the millennium at Kyalami too, and it's certainly a great way to finish, having these international sports cars with some of the top names and top cars here. And we've got a South African in the front, won here last year, and he was in a Riley and Scott chassis. This time it's a Lola in front. He's getting in amongst the back markers already. That's number 56. He's come up at a great rate.
Gunon's in the pits, our former race leader. He's gone in for his slicks. He's going to come out. He will be the fastest man on the circuit for sure over the next few laps. But watch for Bell and Caffey to take pit stops very quickly now. 15 laps completed. They're just 0.6 of a second behind first and second.
They got past the local man in the SR2 car. That's Rian Botma driving there. Botma driving the Tampoli, and also sharing it with Earl Goddard. So we've got Alex Caffey in second position. That's the Riley and Scott chassis. We've got a American engine in the front. We've got a British engine behind, and there goes the other British Judd engine. Goes well down in the field, but he has got new tyres on, the right tyres for the circuit at the moment. It doesn't look likely. The rain has definitely gone away, and this is going to be a nice summer's evening here on the Highveld in Gauteng in South Africa. As he gets down to it now, Gunon's still at the wheel. He'll really start to hurry. He's going to have to hurry too. He's got to get far enough ahead to get that other rubber on, because those tyres will start to heat and lose grip very, very shortly as he goes into the Vodacom bowl. Looking very good. He came up from 5th, 6th position after the restart, and he's starting to look like a tiger.
I think Erwin Kramer must be secretly smiling to himself. He gave Grant a bit of a stripping off yesterday. He sent him out on what should have been a quick lap. He was stuck himself behind a Ferrari for 2 laps, which held him up, so that's why they qualified so low down. He had a little lecture from Erwin Kramer last night, and obviously it's paid off. Here he is, look at this, he's pulling away all the time. He's going to come across the start-finish line to complete 16 laps, and that gap is going to be a lot more than 0.6 of a second. That gap is now 2 seconds exactly. He's pulling away.
And you can hear that big American engine and work, that throb here comes. That sounds like a NASCAR engine. That's the real American Trans Am stroke NASCAR engine. 5.7 litre, 351 cubic inch American engine at work. Hello, we've got a Ferrari in the pits here now. Well, it's time to change.
Pescatore in the pits. Pescatore, in fact, has just changed. She's out of the car and taking over from Pescatore. Just being strapped in now is Emanuele Moncini. Moncini, bit of trouble yesterday. He had a collision with a SR2 car, jumped out of the car and thumped the other driver in the gravel traps.
How violent.
After Italian passions calmed down. He was fined 1,000 rand, which
just for that
is a bit of a change from your $10,000 fines for speeding in pit lane in Formula 1, but it's just enough to tell them, cool down, guys.
Yeah. It does happen when tension's running high. Okay, here we got the Gebhardt car, still George Fischer, we're looking very nice, the turbocharged Audi. That has got a lot of power under there. That Audi running in the SR1 class.
Oh, bit of smoke there. He's got a problem with that engine, that Audi turbo. I think he's going to lose a turbo if he's not careful.
Not good at all.
5-cylinder turbocharged engine. Problem they've had earlier this year.
Well, he's coming up at number 50.
Look, his engine's gone. He's lost it. It's on fire.
Oh dear. First the SR2 is number 55. pace, look at him, he's just blowing it out the back. Seems though he goes on the overrun. Here he comes, and he's getting away from number 56, just behind his Botma and Roscoe. Every time he lifts off, it starts to smoke. Here it comes again. As he lifts, no, it doesn't this time, of course.
No, that smoke's pouring out. George, I don't think he's aware of the problem at the moment, but he's got the power, but there's definitely something wrong with that turbo.
Biggest thing we've always learned in motor racing, certainly international motor racing, never predict anything, because they can make an absolute fool if he's so quick. We've tried, he's coming in now. They know, and they've got a Ferrari coming in behind him. Can't be the number one Zosperi car.
So Fouché was in third place, in he comes, and he's followed in also then by the JB Gay Safaris. Of course, they're at the far end of the pits, not quite so easy to see from here, but
that could be
George Fouché, I think, still unaware they've got a big back end problem with that car. He's getting out. The team doesn't seem to have noticed.
In here. Look, he's getting out very quickly. They've suddenly found they've got a fire on their hands. Here's drama in the pits. George suddenly felt he's changing over to Terry Moss, getting the seats changed. They all have these seat fittings just to get comfortable in the car, so you don't get flung around the car when you're cornering on these slick tires. A lot of G-forces they create. And as you say, Mark, I don't think they're aware that they had that problem behind them. Anyway, it seems to clear as the leader goes on his way. The South African Grant Obel in the Riley and in the Kramer Lola, the big American V8 engine. Oh, does it sound good?
No, indeed. There's the Riley and Scott in as well. So Grant Obel still leads, but Alexander van der Lof in the Dutch racing team Ferrari second. Ranieri Randaccio in the Lucchini is in third place. Marco Zadra in fourth. Massimo Monti fifth. And Henny Grunwald in sixth place at the moment. But of course, this is all artificial. We're in the middle of the pit stops. And this man still has to stop, remember. But these Goodyear tyres, as we told you, are pretty good.
Right, drama here in the final round of the World Sports Racing Car, the World Cup Championship. It's the leader, Grant Obel, the South African, coming into the pits for his slick tyres. He's been running on these treaded tyres. They're getting hot. He knows that he's going to have a driver change here as well, is Grant Obel. And John Nielsen's going to get into the motor car. He's putting his seat in. Good job Obel's done. He got the car to the front, stayed out there and got them the lead and stayed in the lead on those treaded rain tyres. But the rain has cleared. These roads are drying out, and they do need the slicks. And some of the other leaders, or the other front runners, are on slick tyres at the moment. So they need to hurry. They need to hurry. It's still Obel in the lead. Van der Lof is second. Van der Lof is driving in the Ferrari, that 4-litre Ferrari. Number 6, so we see them coming down the road here now. We've been going for just on 45 minutes. We've got 46.5 minutes of this race to go. That's what the time is left. There's the second man coming through, the 4-litre Ferrari of Wannenberg and Van der Lof. And there goes John Nielsen out there, and he means to get on with the job. They've been leading. They've shown this Lola can do it. It's got that 5.7-litre American engine. It sounds magnificent. Big power, lots of torque, ideally suited to the Kyalami circuit. He's just getting himself settled in the motor car, and John Nielsen now needs to get back into the front. It's Zada leading now. Number 22, the father and son team, Angela and Marco Zadra, are leading in the Ferrari.
And of course, they were the first to stop for tyres, and we forecast they wouldn't last on slicks, but they have, and they're leading the race, as you say. So
good tactics.
Everyone else has got to catch up. Van der Lof, his father was a Formula 1 driver in the 1950s, so he's got a lot to live up to as well. There he's in that number 6 car that we were just watching.
Just came past us now, coming up the hill towards Westbank. Line, there he is now.
Here he is.
Number 6 in second position behind Zadra.
And Randaccio and Stefano Sebastiani will be in third place in that blue number 11 Lucchini, which is an SR1 car, despite its very small size, and it looks very much like the rest of the SR2s. But this man at the moment, his moment of glory in the Dutch racing team car, he shares with Dick Weinberg, the man who builds invalid carriages.
And I'm sure it does very well out of those too, because those are needed as well. Right, here's the man lying in second position, Zadra, the father and son team in the front in a Ferrari. Here's another Ferrari. And Benedici in number 11 is the Lucchini Cosworth. Bendicia and Sebastiano. He's having a good run. Lovely sound from that V12 Ferrari. He's lying second at the moment. Number 6, as he comes down towards us. Number 22's in the lead. And that's Zadra, the father and son team. He's just on 3 seconds ahead of him. He's nearly 4 seconds ahead of him. So he'll be going along that start finish
Gounon into
straight.
second place though, Roger, as we're even saying that. Gounon suddenly comes flying up through the order on slicks, fastest man on the circuit. He's now to second place, and Angelo Zadra is about to be swallowed up in that 22 car. That Gephardt though of Terry Moss still pouring out smoke.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to worry them too much, right? That's the lead at the moment, but Gounon is coming up the road at a great rate of knots. Line 30, he's come up from 7th to 3rd in 1 lap. There's the leader, number 22, the Zadra father and son team. It's just behind that Gephardt. It's now Terry Moss driving. There's a bit of smoke coming out. Well, it doesn't seem to worry them up to now. Might be a loose pipe or something. It doesn't seem to worry them at all. There's Gounon, 3rd at the moment. He's going to get them on the way onto the West Bank Shelf, is he, or down the mine shaft? Lola's been so successful. Now that car hasn't got long to run, that's for sure. But a very fine drive at the wheel is Terry Moss.
Zadra's making a big error here. He can see the car in front's in trouble. He's staying in its oil smoke. If that engine lets go, he's going to go off the track with it. And Gounon backed off at that moment when he saw that huge cloud of smoke. You watch Gounon now. He will be careful about the oil coming out of that car, because for sure oil is starting to come out.
And just as you say that, he follows it straight up the road. So our predictions are right once again. Right. So 22 is still holding on to the lead. He's got past the offending the Gephardt Audi. Doesn't seem to worry the driver, but it's certainly worrying the drivers behind him. That thing could be an exhaust cracked out. Wouldn't know what it is. Right, here they go down the road. There's the lead at the moment. It's a Zadra. And father and son, 4-litre Ferrari, sounds lovely as it goes. And he's driving it well too.
Yeah, Marco's still on board, and Gounon just cannot get by that Gephardt at the moment. There he goes through, finally does it. He just wanted to give a lot of space. He wants to get away from that car in case it blows up in his face. And Gounon will now be taking the lead any lap. In the next couple of laps, you just watch this.
I don't think he's going to go more than 1 lap actually. Fastest lap so far in this race is Jean-Marc Gounon. You can see him in your picture now, flying along the Motorola car. It's on a 140.6, 140.6. And coming to tell us all about it, we've got Grant Orbell from leading in the motorcar, Grant, and we're going to talk to him in a minute. It's Zadra in the lead at the moment. Gounon is second and closing at a great rate of knots. We've got Grant. Nice to have you, Grant, and well done there. Getting in the front, it looked to be... I spoke to you earlier today and you said things weren't all that good, and boy, you were in front there and rolling along, eh?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. We've been battling all practice just with very little grip in the dry, and I think someone was on our side today because we got the rain that we needed, and we know that
the Goodyear tyres, have you?
The Goodyear tyres in the rain are fantastic. I mean, I don't think there's anything that can touch them. So in that respect, yeah, we scored a bit lucky today. But
and you're lying 5th at the moment and looking very good. Times are looking good in that motor car.
Yeah, the car's going like a dream. I don't know, you know, the guys have just put so much work into it this whole season. It's been a very difficult season for us, and I don't know, I can't think of a better way to thank the guys than just to go out there and put a good performance on, especially on the home circuit, home sponsors, and it's very special for us.
The power delivery of the motor suits your style of driving?
Yeah, we've done a lot of work on the drivability of the motor, and actually to the point of losing a little bit of horsepower, in fact, just to get the drivability a little bit better.
Well, it's certainly getting out of the corners very quickly, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's very smooth, you know, and we can get the power down. We've done a lot of work, especially as we saw it starting to rain. The guys just got stuck in there, putting like an intermediate setup on the car. And yeah, that's exactly what we needed, you know.
He's making his move now. We've got one Lola coming up on the inside. No, he's not doing it. I'll tell you what. That Zadra is flying along. Eh?
He's pushing hard.
Yeah, he is. He's got the talent to hold off Gounon, you think?
Yeah, I think he's got the talent. I just hope for his sake that he's got the speed.
Yeah. Here he comes having another go.
Yeah.
So Lola's in front. We've got a Lola in front. Your Lola is lying in 4th spot at the moment, going very well.
Yeah.
And the time they've given John is a 39.6. That's his fastest lap so far.
And that's a fast lap there.
Fastest lap in the race so far is a 39 under these conditions by Alex Caffey. So and he's lying in 3rd position, just ahead of you at the moment. You're just those 4 seconds behind. Well, we've got a car slowing there, John, on a 61, that orange one. That's the Alan Craigs, Mike Catlow, the Grove. That's got the Rover engine. That's got a bit of a history, that engine too, hasn't it?
That's
V6.
right, that's Metro Rally car V6. It's cut down from the Rover V8. They take 2 cylinders off the end. They put twin turbos on it. And this car engine actually won the World Sports Car Championship C2 division way back in 1986 with the Curia Cos.
Oh, wonderful. So great history. Well, here pressing on, there's the John Nielsen Grant or Bell car. That Lola with the big American engine, indicator going there. We've got Ferrari. Well, the one that has disappointed so far is Zospiri in 5th. There's the number 12. That's the leader.
The race leader is in. He's refueling. This is the first refueling stop. Eric Bernard is taking over from Gunon. Gunon just strapping him in now. They have to make these 2 stops. I believe it's 2 mandatory stops, not 3. They've allowed us this afternoon now. And our race lead changes the game because Marco Zadra back in front again. From Caffey, from Orbel, from Suspiri, from this man, Bernard, who's going out to the pits now. Marabalvi in 6th, Terry Moss in 7th, Christian Pescatori in 8th. He should be higher than that now. And Lancialotti leading SR2 in 9th place after some 56 minutes of racing, 33.5 minutes to go.
Right, here they are, right here now. Number 1 is the Ferrari of Zospiri. That's Collard at the wheel. There's Alex Caffey just ahead of him. That's the John Nielsen car going down absolutely flat. Or Bell John Nielsen car going so well there. So we've got this dice going on there together. This is the battle going on for 3rd. It's just been won there by Emmanuel Collard. So Collard's gone up to 3rd position there, and he's looking very good for a win. Indeed, they're about 33 seconds behind Zadra. There's number 22, the leaders in the pits.
Indeed, Angelo getting in now. The big difference here is that Marco has just got out of the car, is 20 years old. His father is getting in, is 50 years old. And you're going to see this difference on the track now, 30 years between them.
Well, it's going to be Caffey going into the front, no doubt about it. As they come down the road, Caffey has not gone into the front. He must be in the pits. And we've got Sospiri has gone to the front. There's been another car. Caffey's gone and missing. He's down in 5th position at the moment. Just in the last few seconds, Alex Caffey has gone down to 5th, and he was lying seconds. Zospiri's in front of Collard, rather. They're sharing that green Ferrari, the Gieser car. Here they come towards us. Or Bell's car with John Nielsen's in 2nd position, just that half a second behind.
Yeah, but look who's just gone into 3rd place there. Eric Bernard.
And we've got Eric Bernard, and we've got Jean-Marc Gunon here. And doing very good times. He's done a 37.8. The new, no, it's not the fastest lap yet. He's 0.2 almost a second.
Yeah, Caffey's fastest lap at the moment, but Eric is just off that time, and he's really starting to pull them in now. But Collard still leading from John Nielsen and from Eric Bernard, 1, 2 and 3 with Zadra's behind. And well, we have a real race now.
We've got a race on the go here now.
24 minutes to go, Roger.
Yeah.
Just to add to this bizarre mixture that's going on this afternoon, we've just been told that Christian Pescatori has in fact taken over the Zadra car, the number 22 car. That car was ahead. He's had problems with his own car, so he's jumped cars. Look, here we go. Play straight. Oh, they collide, and he's off the track. Oh, Bernard tried to get down the inside of Nielsen there. They touched, and Bernard was off. Now, these two are teammates in America. They both raced for the Paynos team. They have for 2 years, and here there is no holds barred. It's a different series, and John just takes no prisoners. That was wham into the side of that black Lola, pushed him off the road, and Bernard has got to do it all over again now.
He's working in that French shed. Eric Bernard is working things out. The Nielsen cars ahead of him. You see in your picture there's a fight going on for 2nd position. The man that lies ahead is 5.4 seconds ahead. That's Emmanuel Collard and Zospiri in that Gieser Ferrari, that green Ferrari, going for the championship. He's going to win this Sports Racing World Cup Series. They didn't win it last year. They actually retired to the pits after leading the race, looking very good last year. They had electrical trouble, couldn't get the car started, and they were out. But here they're looking good with those 20 minutes to go. Fight on for 2nd. There's the little Audi, nothing. It's a turbocharged Audi. We keep saying that Terry Moss is doing a good job in that motor car. They're lying at the moment in 8th spot.
Yes, indeed. I think I'm going to have to buy Fritz Gebhardt a large beer tonight, because I was quite derogatory earlier. So this car's going to blow up. It hasn't. It's still going. Oh, and again, the same place. Nielsen just slams the door on Eric Bernard. And Bernard, he knows John well. John knows him well. They're good friends off the track. But really, this is class racing we're looking at the moment. And this, remembers, for 2nd place.
The gap has opened up to 7 seconds. Collard's got empty roads ahead of him at the moment. He's opened up the gap. He knows exactly what's happening behind him. He's got Lola's behind him. And he's in a hurry in that Ferrari. It's going to be a good win Ferrari. The Lolas are doing all the winning lately. It's very late in the break. This is the collided this now. It's coming around Clubhouse. Could be a corner here now here at Kyalami. He's looking for a way to come through. Is he going to get it? No way, he says.
No way. Roger, can you believe that an hour and a half ago we were thinking there wasn't even going to be a race this afternoon? Look at see what we're looking at now on a dry track. We've got great racing all the way towards the checkered flag here in the final round of the 1999 Sports Racing World Cup.
It's not going to work for him going around the outside. He's gone too wide. Nielsen taking it on. That indicator still going at the back there, the left-hand one. Going to have another go. It's absolutely flat out down here. They'll be doing about 280 k's and now 260, 270 k's and now onto the brakes, and he's going for it. Eric Bernard's taken him, he's got into second spot, and the Abel car, the John Nielsen car, has gone to third. 2 Lolas in action.
Yeah, inevitable, I think. John realised he's going to have to give away eventually. That Judd V10 really has the get up and go out of the corners. Not so much torque, but it does have the rest of the power. There's a 61 car in the pits at the moment then. That's the Grove, Mike Catlow, Alan Craggs, and South Africa's Johan Smith.
Here comes the man through, and he's got a new leader. He's gone into the pits.
Indeed.
Can you believe it? The Ferrari's gone in for a
splash and dash.
I can't believe it.
There.
Well, that for planning, I mean, he's got a few minutes to go in this race. He's handed the race. He hasn't got a problem as far as the championship goes, but he's with 9 minutes to go.
Well, he has got a problem because there goes Pescatori into second place. He's just lost the championship lead as he comes out of the pit lane. He was held in the pits because a big group of cars comes by. We've got Pescatori in second place behind this man, Eric Bernard, and Pescatori is leading the championship at this moment.
We come back to this final round of the Sports Racing World Cup at the moment. There's drama here at Kyalami. We've got Eric Bernard in that Lola, that black Lola is in the front of this car of this race. We've got Pescatori's gone into second position ahead of Emmanuel Collard, who's just gone in for a splash and dash. He's now ahead of him on the road. He's 1 second ahead of him. It's going to be a fight to the finish between 2 Ferraris right in these dying minutes of this race. There's 8 minutes to go. There's the leader. That's this Eric Bernard. He's put up the fastest lap on the circuit, a 36.756 around, a very, very quick time. This has got the Judd engine in its tail, the 4-litre Judd V10 engine, and it's been so good this year. It's been winning the last few races. It's going to win this race, and really things have started to change. Pescatori's gone to second position. There he is in that car. He took over the Zadra car. He's in second position. Whether this gives him the points, is he allowed to do this, Mark?
We're assuming, Roger, at the moment that he didn't start and he didn't drive the other car at all. They obviously changed the whole team point. If you change cars in the race, of course, you get no points. In fact, you're not even allowed to change them. So we're assuming that he did not start the race, even though he was down to. We're assuming Mancini started that car, and that Pescatori waited to see how the cards were going to fall, took over the car that was further ahead, and at the moment it's paying off handsomely because this black Lola is not in the championship chase. Pescatori is fighting for the championship against Collard and Suspiri, and at the moment he's ahead of him on the track.
Well, it was down on our information. Pescatori is down to start the race, to drive the race. He didn't do it, and maybe that's the reason that the Emmanuel Collard car has taken that time, went in for that splash and dash and didn't take a chance of getting to the finish as we go into the final 6.5 minutes of this race. There's Pescatori, as we see it at the moment, lying second in this race and out to win the SR1 championship. He's done a great job if it works. It's the Zadra car, the father and son team. Pescatori is flying. In that motor car, he's really going. Still the fastest man on the circuit is Eric Bernard. A very good job was done by Jean-Marc Gounon. That's the man in second position. Gounon, we can forget about. He's 18 seconds ahead in that Lola. He's in the Dams Lola with the Judd engine. Looks like he's going to win it. There's Pescatori. Where is the other Ferrari coming up here with their lights on? He's coming as hard as he can as we go into the last 5 minutes. There's the one in the back there, the green one. That's Emmanuel Collard, the Gieser car. The Ferrari gave away that lead. He went in for that fuel.
In fact, Collard is back, as you now see, into third. He's gone back ahead of Alex Caffey. So at the moment, Collard is now a championship leader again because 3 points separate these two at the moment if they finish in this order. But Collard is 6 points ahead of Pescatori. So yet again, it's changed again.
There was I think 8 points ahead. So that'll give him the championship.
Yep.
That his team manager must be working out things all the time in that.
Yeah, but what a big surprise, that splash and dash with just some 10-11 minutes to go. That really was not on the cards, was it? And it's thrown us completely
Well,
right at the end of the race, but no problems for this man. Eric Bernard, fastest man on the track, and Jean-Marc Gounon, who joined us as a guest a few minutes ago, will be absolutely delighted at his co-driver's performance.
Absolutely, and we're into the final 5 minutes of this 9th round, the final round of the Sports Racing World Cup Series, and it's been drama here. We've had drama, we had heavy South African thunderstorms delay the start, reduce it from 2.5 hours to 1.5 hours, and here he comes. That's Emmanuel Collard. He's got to get past number 23. That's the original Pescatori car, which he got out of before he went into number 22. The Zadra car, he seemed to think that was a better bet. Come on, one of these slower cars, one of the 50 cars, the Francois Kerber Alanine, the local car, the Roper. That's a 3-litre motor in the back of that one. These others in the front, the S1 racing class, have got much bigger engine, 6-litre normally aspirated or 4-litre turbo. And Collard, the instructions must be getting into his helmet now to tell him what to do. It would be good if he passes this Moncini Ferrari.
Put him a lap down as well, and the gap at the moment between Pescatori in second and Collard here in third is 10 seconds exactly. So Collard, if he sits here, he's okay. He's got the championship by some 5 points, as you corrected me, 8 points between them, but Collard will only lose 3 points if he finishes in this position, so he'll still win the title with Suspiri by 5 points.
So he's making heavy work of getting past the Pescatori car, the one he was due to drive, which he didn't go. Right, there's the Lola up front. That's done a lot of winning. It's a Judd engine. The Judd engine has proved so good in this sports racing series. Here he comes now. We've got the he's slowing down that number. It looks like the Alex Caffey car is starting to slow down.
Caffey down in Caffey, Nicola Larini down in fourth, their last lap, but 1:37 though, so no problem on their last lap. So something gone wrong on this lap as Grant Orbell's teammate John Nielsen in 5th place, right behind Caffey's car, and he's going to have to make way in the moment.
Nielsen appears, he doesn't seem to be going as quickly as he's done his touring. He's actually getting into Manu Collard's ways at Manu.
Yeah, that was rather in your face, wasn't it? That
was actually. Right, so that's the number 2 Ferrari, it's the Baldi one. So the position is the Lola is leading this race. There it is, that's the leader. We've had drama here all afternoon. It's starting to get very dark here at Kyalami. We're into the final 3 minutes of this race. They'll be doing 2 laps at the most. Here's the Grant Orbell John Nielsen car, who's going so well. It's doing very well. It's another Lola in 5th spot. It was in the lead when Grant Orbell handed it over. It's gone slow now. Just lately, John Nielsen was doing some incredible times in this motor car. Number 22, the Pescatori car, comes past.
You can see John struggling now. I think he's with the gear lever. He's got a gear problem by the look of it. You could see the man working his shoulder going in the cockpit there. That's, I think, the problem, a transmission problem, it seemed like. But also back in SR2, we're just seeing now that Marc Rostan and Pierre Bruno, the 2 drivers of the little Deborah, they are really at this moment in the position to win the championship, because Lanciolotti is only 1 place ahead of him, and Bruno at this moment in time has a 6-point lead over Lanciolotti. So it looks like Little Blue PI Bruno Deborah BMW is going to be the SR2 champion, along with Collard and Suspiri in the JB Giesa Ferrari.
And they didn't have a good start to the afternoon, did they? They were in and out of the Sandtrap with Clive Kenley, then they got back. So things have started to be develop here, and the championships have been won. It's not finished yet, though. We're down to the final 4 minutes. Here's the leader. Is it the final 4 minutes? No, it's not. It's down to the final under 2 minutes now. We'll have another lap to do after this one, and then the Gounon Eric Bernard car in the front there, that Lola's done so well. The Judd engine in the back has done very well in this race, tearing around the circuit, and he's going to win it. At the moment, 17 seconds ahead of the next man, who's Pescatori in the Ferrari number 22. 44 laps to go. This will be 45 laps he'll be doing.
And of course the Lola.
I know John Nielsen definitely slowing in that Claymont Orbell car. There's no doubt about it.
Struggling for gears. Oh, we've got a big lock up there by someone. No, it's the Audi Gephardt. It's not a lock up. It's still that turbo belching out smoke. Hasn't held it up. It'd probably go for 24 hours at that rate, but
it does that sort
as long as it keeps out of other people's way, no problem at all there. So
it's Pescatori.
Oh, 1.5 minutes to go.
It's not good to do that. That's a original Pescatori car. But that he doesn't need to do that. He'll find the gear and get.
No, but in fact, that is Not Pescatore on that car, it's the 23 car, which Pescatore would have driven. So we're assuming Angelo Zadra probably took that over.
Oh, you think so? Zadra went into
Moncini
the stock car.
started, so I think Angelo Zadra.
Time is over. There's the winner, Eric Bernard, Jean-Marc Gounon in that Lola, that beautiful Lola there, the Motorola Lola with the Judd engine, a 4-litre V10 engine, has done the job.
Yes, indeed. Coming down then, as you say, Eric Bernard take the win here. This will be win number 4 for this car, win number 3 for Bernard. The other time that the car won, Jean-Marc Gounon was sharing that car with Christophe Tanso while Bernard was racing in America. But here he is, come back in fine form. And Roger, this is the final international race of the millennium in motorsport history, the last ever race before we go into 2000. No more international races after this afternoon.
Well, that's fantastic, and he's done it. It's going to be very good for Gounon and Bernard to have won it. It's been a great finish to the series. It's been all drama this afternoon. Thought they weren't going to run it. Drivers said they weren't going to run it. And there's the winner comes through across the line.
So is Pescatore champion? No, because although Collard loses third place to Lorini in the last laps, he and Vincenzo Sospiri win the title by 3 points, and JB Chiesa Ferrari the team's title yet again. SR2 Lights class goes to the Redmond Bright Pilbeam of Peter Owen and Mark Smithson. The champion there is Tampoli's Angelo Lanciolotti, after Pierre Bruneau's Deborah BMW loses a wheel on the last lap. Bruneau drops down to 4th in the title chase, behind Lanciolotti, Martin Henderson and Giovanni Amata. On the podium, champion Sospiri joins race winners Gounon and Bernard at the end of what has been a great second season of the Sports Racing World Cup.